Hi friends. So we're going to move through a quick rollout using the foam roller and moving up through a line. So we're going to start with the calves / ankles on the roller. So let's actually start in kind of that crook of the ankle and just sit your weight back a little bit and just do a little point and flex. And that's just going to get the ankle moving a little bit. You might even feel like you can kind of like drag a little bit on the roller and get that superficial fascia to move a little. The skin on top, maybe some little circles. And take a big breath in and a big breath out. And then we're going to move up into the tib anterior. So I'm going to start basically on my shin bone, but if you rock your body a little to the right or a little to the left, you're going to feel more muscle, something meatier. And go ahead and find a drop. Stay there, to the right or the left. And if this isn't very interesting, you could add the opposite ankle for a little downward pressure. Just lie it on top of the one that you're rolling out. And you could rock a little to the side and a little back. If you want to play with going a little higher or a little lower and figuring out where your sweet spot is, great. And then take a little point and flex. And take a big breath in and a big breath out. Take 2 more breaths. I'm going to make a microphone adjustment. And then whenever you feel ready, you're going to go ahead and just shift your weight over to the other side. So again, it might just be that your butt kind of drops to the other side. You might want to add the other ankle on top of the bottom one to add a little pressure. And then you could do some experimental rolling of going a little higher up or a little lower, just figuring out where your sweet spot is. And when you find the sweet spot, I want you to hang out there. You're going to breathe. You're going to point and flex your foot. Big breath in, big breath out. Let's take 2 more breaths here. Big inhale. Big exhale. Last one, big breath in and big breath out. And then whenever you feel ready, come back. Maybe sit your butt back towards your heels. You can take a child's pose and feel out some of that length for your shin. A little bit of both. And then we're going to shift forward onto our quad. So I'm just going to come belly down. I'm going to do 1 drag from top to bottom. And this is just helping me to decide where I want to work. So I'd like to start on my right thigh bone. That's what's calling to me. So I'm going to find a spot on my right thigh. And I'm going to take my left leg and I'm going to take it to the side. So it's just perched on the roller and it's helping me to rotate my body weight down onto the side that I'm rolling out. And I'm going to find a spot that calls my name. And then I'm just going to see how weighted I can get into the roller. And then I'm going to try to bend my knee. And pull my heel towards my butt. And then I'm going to straighten it a little. Just a little bend, a little straighten. Doesn't have to be huge. But it could be. It might be. Big breath in, big breath out. And then here I'm going to keep my knee bent and I'm going to rotate my thigh bone. So I'm going to let my foot drop towards the midline. I'm going to let my foot drop out to the side. And I'm going to move through that a couple more times. Big breath in, big breath out. And then find an angle that you want to work on. So it might be with the foot further out to the side. It might be with your foot further in towards the midline. You can decide what works for you. And then straighten your leg again on that slightly different angle. Big breath in, big breath out. One more here. Inhale. Exhale. And then we're just going to go back to center. And I'm I'm going to take a drag up. I'm going to take a drag down. Ooh, feels a lot better on my right side. My left side now is chatty at me. So I'm going to rotate over into the left quad and then use my right leg to perch up a little bit. Take a big breath in, big breath out. Find the spot of your dreams. Stay there. And then nice and slow, maybe we bend the knee a little. Oh, maybe we straighten a little. Big inhale, big exhale. If you can't breathe, if you can't soften into the roller, then find a slightly less interesting spot. Big breath in, big breath out. Whenever you feel ready, we're going to bend that knee and then find that rotation. So letting the heel drop out to the side, we'll let it drop in towards the midline. A little windshield wiper here, if you will. Little in, little out. Big breath in, big breath out. And then find an angle that calls your name. You're going to stay there, breathe, try to get softer into the roller, and then extend your leg. Little bend, little stretch. Now you can do all of this on the rollout balls, just for the purpose of variety and time, doing it just on the roller. Big breath in, big breath out. I'm going to do one more here. Big inhale, big exhale. And then bring your leg through center, let it go long. Bring the other leg down. Take a moment, little child's pose. I always like to kind of see how things have shifted from side to side. You could also do another long drag up and down your quad on the roller if you want to see how that feels. And then we're going to move on to the next spot. So lying on my side, I'm going to perch my butt on top of the roller. And it's really my side hip. So I like to call it the well of the hip. So it kind of creates a little like muscle well of the bone. You got a bony point here. There's your greater trochanter. Here's the top of your hip crest. And right in there is what I like to call the well of the hip. Lola wants me to throw the ball. So I'm going to put the well of my hip up on the ball. And one of the ways that you can kind of check to make sure that you're in the right spot is that your leg that you're rolling out, it can be bent and kind of forward, and it shouldn't be on the roller at all. So I can have a really nice hip crease here, and I can move the leg and it's not impeded by the roller. So we're going to take this top leg and use it to secure kind of where we are. And then I'm just going to rock my pelvis a little forward, and I'm going to rock it a little back. And big breath in. And big breath out. Big inhale. Big exhale. Now find somewhere in this rotation that feels interesting to you. So I'm going to rotate a little bit back, and I'm going to kind of pull my guts back a little bit. It's almost like I'm pinning my tissue on the roller and then dragging it back. Lola, go lay down. And then I'm going to keep the bottom foot on the mat and just lift my knee. Little up, little down. I'm going to stay in that kind of interesting spot. Big inhale, big exhale. If your neck is cranky here, you could take your top hand and support it. You could also put like a little pillow or a yoga brick between your head and your shoulder. I'm going to take one more. Big inhale, big exhale. And then let that go. Maybe a child's pose. Maybe a little stretch the heels back. And then we'll do the other side. So again, on my side hip, my leg is not at all on the roller, so I'm not compressing the bursa on top of my greater trochanter. I'm in my hip, and I'm going to find the spot that calls my name, and rock a little forward, and rock a little back. Using that top foot to help support. Big inhale, big exhale. And then find somewhere in there that you feel like you can kind of rest and drop into. I'm going to keep that weighted feeling. And I'm going to kind of press down into the roller, just letting my body weight drop in, and then kind of pull my guts back, kind of pin my tissue a little bit, sort of dragging my glutes forward as my guts wrap back. And then lift the knee a little. And lower a little. And a little lift. And a little lower. Big breath in. Big breath out. Last one, inhale. And exhale. And then come off of that. Again, maybe a child's pose. Stretch of your choice. Big inhale, big exhale. And that is that.